I'm not happy about this, Pierre. Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome back to Aussie Villain Racing. It is round 13 of our championship, our 16-round championship. We're at Mexico today for the Mexican Grand Prix, funnily enough. And, well, it is definitely a case of let's get as far up we can in the Constructors and see if we can help Pierre across the line in the Drivers' Championship. I think he's still probably an outsider, but you never know. Now, if we have a look here, it's only 2 days since last race's American Grand Prix. So we have two things that we can do. We can try and get GASLY'S some focus, aero team building exercise, a sponsored promotion. I wonder if we do the second driver performance review, and then we'll do some driver promo stuff for me. That kind of works out best, I think. Yeah, so let's go and have a look now at the facilities. Now we have 11 million, 11.6 million, but obviously we have 10 million we need for GASLY at least, so we kind of are stuck in terms of upgrading anything on that front, so that's a bit of a shame, but that kind of is what it is. R&D, now, things in progress. We do have one part on the way through the energy even recovery system rotors are on their way. Now we do have 3,180 resource points. We're maxed out aerodynamically. We are not quite maxed out in the chassis. There's something else we can do here. So what is this? The front nose cone structure. Didn't we already have that? I thought we already had that. So let's go and do that. That's a bit of a no-brainer. Did that fail maybe? We've got a 40% reduction. It's a no-brainer to do it. That will probably max us out though. It's annoying that we can't see what is what's on the car there, but anyway, powertrain, there is still a little bit that we can do. The rotors are on their way. We can get this fuel injection, and that's just a, oh no, that is an ultimate upgrade as well, so that's going to help with fuel efficiency. And then I think durability, we were essentially maxed out, weren't we? It's really bugging me we can't see what it is that's coming up there. Yeah, so I mean, we're getting to the point where the car is as good as it's going to get, which is good, obviously, but slightly concerning as well, because it means that I can't get too much more help. So those things should be on the car ready for not this race, but the next race, our home, the team's home Grand Prix, of course, at the Australian Grand Prix. Oh, no, let's go back to this one. Progress history. You can see we took another big step forward at Austin and left everybody behind, so that's a shame, isn't it? Hopefully that will continue to be the case here. You can see it's Aston Martin, the Green Line, and AlphaTauri, I think it is, or was it Red Bull? Or did AlphaTauri, it must be AlphaTauri, and I'm trying to sort of match it up, the left-hand team to the performance. I'm not quite sure. It looks like Aston Martin is ahead of Ferrari, but on the left-hand side there, it wouldn't suggest that. But anyway, in terms of the car, now everything here, we've got 41% wear, 26% wear, 7% wear, 50% wear. We've got a brand new one here. So, I mean, we've got to start looking. We've got this and then 3 races to go. So, if there's anything that is 0% wear, maybe now's the time we just start and put this stuff on the car. If not now, then when, really? And we can always come back. 7% is essentially new, isn't it? 50%. So we'll make... Oh, we already made that change to that one, have we? Yes, we have. 34%, 0% wear. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense to not have 0% wear at this point of the season, does it? We can always go back if we need to. And that, yeah, that's 7%. We've got another 0% wear there, one as well. We did, of course, take those penalties in Monaco, which has helped. And, of course, we've spent a lot of money and resource points on development of the durability side of things as well. Now, sponsorship is all the same. We can see Pierre Gasly's focus is currently at 75. That should go up a little bit more with his thing that he's going to do between races here. And the finances, well, Gasly's proving to be expensive, isn't he? But I think he's proving to be worthwhile as well. And there we go. So the driver standings. Pierre Gasly was at 39 points behind with 3 races to go. The best thing we can try and do, I think, is beat Bottas, beat Norris, and let him do his thing. The Constructors is our interest, isn't it? 45 points behind. That is still doable, though maybe not winning it. Certainly second, though, is something that we can definitely look to sink our teeth into, isn't it? We had a decent enough race in America. 4th for Gasly, 7th for... no, I'm looking at Ricardo. Gasly was 6th, sorry. We were 7th. The trophies. Now, previous seasons in Mexico, we have come 7th last year, first of the bottom standings there. and the season before that we were 21st. So let's hope we're more towards the 7th side of things. The rivalry with Perez, we have a narrow lead in that, and the driver details still haven't cracked 200 points. Hopefully we will do that this race, or else something has gone very, very wrong, hasn't it? 2 poles, 2 wins, 3 podiums, average start of 11th, average finish, sorry, of 11th, average start of 13th, and 3 fastest laps as well. So I'm starting to, at the right track. I think I'm competitive, but we want to skim ahead here. Gasly is definitely the great hope for the team, though, isn't he? So nothing appears to have gone wrong in that week. So let's head off to Mexico and see what the weather's going to be like. Okay, so we've got our weekend preview. Again, you can see the track map there, that massive, massive long straight, which surely will help our car. The weather forecast, not too much chance of any rain there at all. Only really at the end of qualifying, but still, that's a 78% chance of no rain. So you like those odds, don't you? And the high cash balance. And it says it's a high cash balance, but when you take Gasly into account, it's really not, is it? All right, I'm going to do some free practice. I'll see you for qualifying, and hopefully the car's going to be very competitive here. Alright, now would you believe it's been a week since I started recording this episode? Apologies for that. Free practice has gone... Times are okay. I think we've been top... Well, at least top 10 in all 3 sessions, but I don't feel like the car's completely underneath me, so we'll see how we go with qualifying. According to free practice times, both myself and Pierre should be comfortably into Q3. I'm not quite as confident as that, though. Alright, so we can see the times here with about 9 minutes to go, 9.5 minutes to go in the session. We're only 3/10 ahead of Lundgaard. That's a little bit too close to my liking, and Lundgaard's in a drop spot, so we're going to have to go again on the soft. Alright, and here we go. We've got a delta to chase as well, which is always a good thing. So, we'll have an idea. We probably only need...
Yeah, sitting in pole.
Go on, yeah. We probably need another, get to half a second up, and we're probably okay. But it's just not worth the risk, is it? So we'll go with the softs. We might be okay anyway, you know. Purple first sector, which is nice, obviously. We'll exit out of here without spinning the rears. These corners are going to be absolutely nightmarish on old tyres in the race. I don't fully trust the car through here that the rear isn't going to come around on me, which isn't a good feeling, but I just was never able to quite nail the setup in free practice to not have that feeling, unfortunately. So that's an interesting way to take that section, isn't it?
We've only got 2 laps of fuel.
And, well, it should be enough, but it's certainly a lot less comfortable than it should be. Alright, so I did do another lap just to be safe. 11th, which is slightly concerning. Almost a second and a half behind Gasly on the same tyre is not ideal. So we did get through. In the end, we would have needed the extra lap, would we? Did Lundgaard? Yeah, I think he... Because Giovinazzi, we'll see. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're through. That's the main thing. So on we go to Q2, and this one is going to be a challenge by the looks of things. I mean, it's still better, but it's not going to be top 10. So we'll just go again, 11th, 12th even. And the issue we have now, cars coming out to do their final lap, and also, if we do already get the top 10, we're starting on used tyres.
2 minutes remaining in the session. We need a good lap here, or we're out of qualifying.
I think I may have damaged the floor going over that curve. I have done it a couple of times in free practice. I mean, we are up, but we try and be a little bit braver through here, maybe. I mean, Alonso up there, giving me all the dirty air in the world, is not helping. Alright, can I do the stadium section properly? Be calm, don't panic. Just the corner. Alright, we're half a second up. Are we going to be good enough? It's P8. Is it going to stand, though? Oh, Oh, it does! We have snuck into the top 10. Gasly again, more or less in a class of his own. The only car into the 13s, but a 14.5. I don't know how much faster I can go. We're going to be starting on used 2-lap-old tyres now as well, but let's see if we can get Stroll and maybe Verstappen get ahead of a Red Bull. We've got Perez out of qualifying, which helps us in terms of the constructors. Let's get to Q3. All right, I have done a banker lap this on used tyres. This is our last set of fresh tyres. It's Q3. We're currently 10th. We were way off. It's 15.7 I did. It was not a good lap. But let's hope this one is going to be much better. Well, considering we need to lose at least a second, we're off to a good start through that first sequence. Purple first sector.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
Really good start to the lap. Now, can I finish it? That's going to be the question here, isn't it? We were really competitive in free practice, so I should be a lot better than I have been. So far, so good. Now, come on. Can I finish this? Come on, Aussie Villain. Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. All right. Finish it. Go. Go on. Get on. Go. 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 P4. We'll take that. Thank you very much. Well, I pluck one out at the end there. It ends up being P5. We are ahead of a McLaren, a Mercedes, and both Red Bulls, which is excellent. Pierre Gasly again on pole, though the Bottas and Norris got a lot closer to him as that session went on. But first and fifth, this could be a good day for Aussie Villain Racing. Let's see if we can bring this home for big points.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. A fantastic effort from Pierre Gasly yesterday puts him on pole, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Norris, Leclerc, Oldtimer and Ricciardo, Hamilton, Tsunoda, Stroll and Max Verstappen, Perez, Sainz, Fernando Alonso and Russell, Ocon, Giovinazzi, Christian Lundgaard, and Guan Yu Zhou, Schwartzman, Mazepin, Latifi. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty, and Mick Schumacher. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Oh, Mazepin with a nosebleed in 20th. What's he doing that high up? Now, of course, we are very limited on what we can do race strategy-wise because we did manage to get out of Q2 into Q3. So it looks like it's soft, medium, and we're coming in lap 8. So everybody, let's take note of that. And well, let's see what we can do. Can we bring home some more points? Let's hope so. Come on, Pierre. Can he win another one? All right, here we go. Pierre Gasly on pole. Myself, a very surprising qualifying session. And let's see what sort of start we get. Looks like Hamilton behind us has got a bit of a blinder. Norris in front of us, a bit of a shocker. It is a long run down to turn 1. I think it is the longest on the calendar if you take Russia aside. And let's see if we can get down the inside. We go late lunge off the back of Gasly. Not quite hitting him, which would have been a disaster. But we find ourselves up into 3rd place. Excellent start to the race for both cars, really. Although Gasly has obviously dropped a position. But, I mean, we would have taken this, wouldn't we? As we duck off board, and we can see that, well, there's a little bit of a gap between myself and Gasly, but crucially, a little bit of a gap behind us as well. So let's see if we can tag onto these front two, who, for the most part in qualifying, seem to be in a class of their own. Top 2 runners in the championship as well, I think they are, aren't they? Norris is certainly up there as well. But you can see really struggling to get the car to change direction through those fast S's. And we come into the stadium section for the first time, and, well, there is a little bit of a gap there to Gasly, isn't there? Ideally, I would have liked to have tried to stay in DRS as I just get rid of the bollard nice and early. But, I mean, it was probably never a realistic option, and well, we've got Norris and Leclerc behind us. And Tsunoda up there as well. The AlphaTauris are, of course, Stroll's in 9th. The AlphaTauris are really coming on strong late in this season. Makes you wonder what they're going to be like next season as well. But so there we go. We come in, lap 1 completed, into lap 2. And, well, DRS, of course, at the end of this lap will be available. But we're not going to have any access to that, are we? The issue is going to be, can we pull out a gap to those behind us? But I think I pulled out a lap in qualifying to get us where we are. I don't necessarily think that, well, we're certainly not the 3rd fastest driver around this track, I don't think. So as we jump back on board, we'll just have to kind of see, oh, that's not the best line through there, and making my own racetrack up as we go here. You can see really struggling for grip. I don't know if it's a grip thing. I didn't necessarily think I was going too fast. It's just I can't get the car to change direction. I feel like the issue, and I did talk about it a little bit in qualifying, the issue I had was that was a tap on our back there as Norris gets very close. The high-speed change of direction was a problem, but then equally, those low-speed corners trying to get the change of direction there as well. As you can see, DRS is now available. So whatever Gasly's done, I wish I could just sort of copy Gasly's setup, to be honest, because whatever he's doing seems fine. I just find the car just seems really lethargic, and I could get it to turn into low-speed corners, and then it just seemed to make it worse. It's like literally like a pendulum. Like it feels like the back is just going to come around all the time. As we've blocked Norris for a run, and he's going to lose out to Charles Leclerc now as he is there, looking in the rear vision mirror. That's where the action is right now, and it's certainly side by side, and not maybe the best time to cut away there, but it looks as though Leclerc did in the end get the move done on Lando Norris. So a change in position behind us. Let's hope that the Ferrari's not faster in a straight line, to see how we go through here this time. Well, at least I've stayed somewhat near the racetrack. And that was definitely better, wasn't it? There might be a case too where if you get it wrong early in that sequence, it just sort of feeds through and it gets sort of more and more wrong as you go. As we've got a curb cam there, not many of those you see, and I was nowhere near the apex yet again. And again, as we come onto the front straight, we have a car all over the back of us. And, well, let's see what we can do with DRS available this lap as well. This might be trouble. We are at the front of a DRS train. We just start to fade to the inside, but it looks as though we've got a big enough gap there to keep the Ferrari behind us. But, of course, after this sequence of corners, there is another dose of that DRS. The only saving grace we might have here is as we go straight off line trying to break the toe to the Ferrari. The fact that Norris is there, maybe that keeps Leclerc's interest a little bit more, driving defensively into corners and so not getting the good exits that, well, I certainly am not getting either. So maybe we're just breaking a little bit even. You can see the top two definitely driving away after 4 laps. They're the best part of 4 seconds ahead of us. So second to lap, you'd imagine, by the time we get to the end of this lap. Again, we come through these fast S's, and again, just doesn't quite sit right in our car there, does it? We're coming to the stadium section, though. Let's see what we can do here. A little bit too much inside curb there, perhaps. You can hear the steering wheel soaring away as I try and change direction quickly. But we come onto the main straight. Yet again, we have a train of cars behind us, and the train's getting better and bigger and bigger as Gasly gets the fastest lap.
MFD for a new strategy option.
So we can see there, Jeff wanting to change strategy, wants us to go to lap 10. There is absolutely no way we are staying on these tyres any longer than we need to, because, let's be honest, we will just get undercut if we do that. If anything, we want to be coming in earlier, I would have thought. Let's try and get a better exit out of there, and that was pretty good, to be fair to me. And I do like to be fair to me. We've put a little bit out of on Leclerc down this back straight there. Best sector for us, if not overall. And can we just maybe start and put a little bit of a gap here? Oh, I've gone deep, and that we might get a good exit. But yeah, the gap just, I mean, it sort of sits around 6/10. So we'll get a look on board now and see how we go through here this time. A little bit better. Of course, a little bit of fuel burning off, as well as just getting used to the car on heavy fuel, which maybe has a bit of an impact in those first lap or two. Too deep into the stadium. Can we get this corner? I really dislike that little 2 corners there particularly. I actually wonder, and they probably can't because the Formula 1 car is just quicker, but the Formula E version of the Mexico City track, the way they formulate the stadium section. I really wonder if they couldn't do it that way and then sort of go around the old school parabolic or something. There's got to be a better way to do that, surely. But anyway, I think they were hoping there'd be an overtaking opportunity there, weren't they? Which is just clearly not ever going to be the case. But lap 6 we're on now. We were coming in lap 8, weren't we? So we're getting towards the pit stop. And there's a little bit of a gap behind Norris. So our pace obviously isn't that bad. We are almost certainly holding up Leclerc and Norris, but Tsunoda behind us is... I don't think we're holding him up. He's probably doing roughly the same pace as us. Although I say that, and suddenly it looks as though that train is continuous again. It's more of a snake, isn't it, as we go through this section. And, yeah. We've just got to... There's nowhere really to overtake outside of the... sort of at the end of the 2 long straights. So, if we can continue to... That's not, again, a good way to take that corner. As long as we can sort of get out of this corner well, and we haven't done it well, but get on the battery. We know our car is quick in a straight line. But I do wonder a little bit with DRS if Leclerc is the closest he has been at the start of this straight. And it is a long straight. It just keeps going and going and going. And again, we've been able to just do enough to make sure that there's not a lunge on there at the end of it. I mean, imagine if this could hold. First, it wouldn't be... well, let's hope Gasly gets past Bottas, but I suppose right now it's second and third. 2 cars on the podium. And that would be... well, it would be an excellent day for the championship as we go wide there. I think this was a lap. Would you believe the steering wheel slipped out of my hand there? I think it was this lap. And, yeah, that was why we took a little bit of an adventurous line. But again, look at that, the head of the snake, as we wiggle our way through the S's. And yeah, I mean, there is quite the queue of cars. All the way back there, I think the Sainz I saw in the background, another red Ferrari. So I am very tempted to come in this lap, but I've decided, as you'll see in a moment, that we'll come in at the scheduled time. The main reason I did that is because I was...
We're going to box this lap.
As you can see there, the confirmation we are coming in, and we've got, again, Leclerc behind us. We'll leave what I was thinking to one side here as Leclerc gets down the outside. Now we've got the inside to the corner. Can we get late enough on the brakes? Yes, we can, and Gasly's gone into the lead. So Gasly overtakes. Oh, and that's not a good exit, and... well, are we going to find ourselves under pressure again? I think we're okay. But yeah, what I was waiting to see...
is 6.3 seconds.
Yeah, I don't think I have to worry about the cars in front, Jeff, in this race. What I was waiting to see is if Gasly was going to come in and pit. And to be honest, he probably had a big enough lead that even if he had have, it would have been okay. You can see the tyres are... well, they've been better. But yeah, I was waiting to see if Gasly had stopped. And that's maybe pushing the limits of track limits, isn't it? And I just kind of ran out of time. And the problem with this stadium section is that you're so sort of soaring away at the wheel, and it's difficult to make a late call to come into the pits. So in the end, I just kind of did away with that idea. But Gasly sets the fastest lap. This will be us coming in, and let's see who comes with us. Leclerc does not.
Alright, come on Aussie Villain boys, we need you to turn me around quickly here. There's a couple of other cars behind me coming in as well. We're definitely holding up a train, aren't we? What we have done, I think, is guaranteed Gasly a top 2 finish. But can we get out? We can. We're not going to get jumped by anybody, which is excellent. Now we're just going to make sure we don't get overcut.
That was our last stop.
So yeah, it looks like it was Norris that came in and Tsunoda as well. So that's... well, we've just got to go like buggery this lap, don't we? And really make sure Leclerc and the Bottas.
Oh, Bottas is out.
Interesting. So that should be Gasly. Oh.
Okay, slow down.
Oh, you...
is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
So this is a disaster. Everybody now is going to get to come in and take basically a free stop. We skip ahead to where we start to blend back out. We just get Ricciardo. Can we get Tsunoda before the line? No, I don't think we did. No, we didn't.
Position immediately, or we will be penalized.
So fourth, we've lost out to Tsunoda there. But that could have been a lot worse, I've got to say. We'll skip ahead now to the safety car restart. You can see it's 4th in the queue. We've lost out to Leclerc as well. So Leclerc and Tsunoda have got us because of the safety car and then being able to pit under the safety car. So it must have been Stroll that came into pit. But anyway, we come back to green. And, well, let's see if we can... What we can't afford to do is to let the Ferrari particularly get away, because we know that they're faster than us. We look to the inside, look to the outside. That is Ricciardo behind us, who has got the better of Norris thanks to the safety car, but we've been able to sort of force him just wide enough. It looks like Perez and the Red Bull's got him as well. We jump on board here, Leclerc and Tsunoda. If we don't get anything done here, we could be out. We go for the double overtake up the inside. They were too busy worrying about each other, and we've got them both.
Oh, yeah!
Warning for exceeding track limits. I was worried we might have to get the position back, but we got the move done in that corner. This corner, I was just leaving a little bit of space, a little bit too much space in the end, to make sure that we weren't going to get tagged around. But a double overtake of Tsunoda and Leclerc, and suddenly we have an Aussie Villain Racing 1-2 as Gasly once again drives off into the distance. And even better than that, potentially, is Tsunoda behind us. And we know from this first stint in this race that Tsunoda wasn't necessarily able to keep up with us. If I drive clean, if I drive as far, as good as I can, we should be able to hold Tsunoda at bay relatively easily, if not even pull a little bit of a gap. And it looks as though we might even have done that towards the end of this lap as well. So this is absolute dreamland stuff. And Bottas out of the race as well is the leader of the Drivers' Championship. We're ahead, we've got both, well, we're 1-2, we've got both cars obviously ahead of Mercedes, both ahead of McLaren, both ahead of Red Bull, and we'll skip ahead now towards the end of lap 15, and you can see it's pretty much just picked up where we left off. Tsunoda's behind us, there's a little bit of a train, but generally speaking, we've been relatively comfortable, and that is not how you come out of that last corner unless you're doing a drift show.
Dropping a second a lap to the car behind 1 second.
Well, this has given Tsunoda a big opportunity as we chase him to the inside. He has got past. We go back in looking for the toe. Can we sweep around the outside of him? Oh, we might have. Can we get back to the inside? Can we hold the line? We park it on the apex, and we do manage to get him back. So the spikes lighting up the rears coming out of that last corner, which is so easy to do. We've managed to hold on, and it looks as though there's more battles going on behind us there as Perez and Leclerc go toe-to-toe. And again, sliding around. Now, that might just be a case of the tyres. It might be a case of, like I say, I never really felt like I got the car set up as I would have liked. I've really struggled, actually. It was one of the updates that we got onto the car, one of the more recent ones. And I've really struggled to find a setup that works, that carrying the setups over from previous seasons it's really not worked. They don't carry over at all. And so although the car is quick, I don't feel as comfortable in it.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
I mean, I'd rather be, quick and uncomfortable than comfortable and slow. So I'm not necessarily complaining about it, but I do wish we've got Tsunoda behind us again, and he is patching. We drift over. Oh, that's maybe a little bit of a block. I gave him a little bit of room belatedly, but we took his momentum there, and that was maybe a little bit cheeky by me. And Tsunoda now has Perez, and Perez looks like there might have been contact there. And that's opened up some gaps behind us as we are on the second to last lap, the penultimate lap, as the great Murray Walker would say. But yeah, I just moved a bit late, didn't I? And what I was trying to do was ease Tsunoda over to the outside, and the issue was that he wasn't actually alongside me, and so he kind of ran into the back of me a little bit. He would have run in the back of me if he didn't check up, so yeah, misjudgment by me on that one. And yeah, it was a little bit cheeky, and if I'd got a time penalty, I don't think I could really have complained. But thankfully, it went down as, let's say, very hard racing, when in reality it was probably a little bit dirty on my part. But we come around to start the final lap. we've got a 7/10 of a second gap.
Final lap of the race.
Ricardo ahead of Perez. Now they're way back. Perez, as Leclerc gets in, may have come into the pits. I wonder if he had a little bit of damage
The gap on the car behind by 5
on
tenths
that
per lap.
contact with Tsunoda. But surely on the last lap, you just stay out there and try and hang on for a point or two. But Hamilton has got up ahead of... and that's again a poor exit. Oh dear.
Oh no, Jeff.
And once again, we put ourselves under pressure from Tsunoda. We've got the inside line. We go deep on the brakes. We get it done. Can we now get back to the apex? We can. And that, in theory, should be the last overtaking opportunity. But look at that, all over the road, the back of the car. As soon as I put my foot on the gas, it just feels like the gearbox is trying to overtake the nose cone, which is never a good situation. But look at this, Tsunoda all over us through these S's.
Is the car damaged, Jeff? Suddenly it's undrivable.
Really, really struggling. Now he's having a look down the outside coming into the stadium section. He shouldn't be able to pass there, should he? No. And, well, he's lost a little bit of ground there, and that should be that. I mean, I say it should be that. We're, again, snaking all over. He's going to have a look at the inside into the last corner, is he? Oh, and that could have ended in disaster.
Oh, that was tense. Go on, 1-2 Aussie Villain Racing.
Okay, good job, mate. Really well done. That was a fantastic drive.
Well, what a thrilling end to an incredible Grand Prix weekend. Our top 3 finishers should be incredibly happy with what they were able to achieve out there today.
I don't see why I should have to wear this now. Come on, I came second in the race. I should have a little bit of respect. I don't wear my race suit. This is unbelievable. Come on, I'm the owner of the team, for Christ's sake. Well, that could not have gone any more better, could it? Any more better? And you know what I mean. It was almost perfect. With Bottas retiring as well, I feel a little bit dirty. I kind of swerved and blocked Tsunoda, didn't I, down that main straight. It was at last lap, second last lap. Otherwise, though, I thought I raced quite clean. Good double overtake as well. And I mean, it just literally could not have gone any better. Perez all the way down there as well. Our rival, which is good. Now, did he do a faster lap? A 16.9 to a 16.6. I mean, I did not. It's the same as practice and qualifying. I didn't feel fast, but you look at my fastest lap compared to those. I mean, granted, I was probably holding most of them up. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. But Gasly was in a different class, and 3 points he is now away from Bottas for this championship, and... well, we're up there in 7th, or I'm up there in 7th, and not that far behind the likes of Ricardo and Hamilton, so it'll be nice to see if we can overtake them. And the constructors, it is still Mercedes ahead of us, but Bottas retiring a 1-2 for AVR, and suddenly we are only 11 points off top, 2nd in the championship, and daylight between ourselves and Red Bull after Red Bull have a disastrous day. So it may have been a long time coming, this episode, but I think it's definitely been worth the wait. So there we go. If you have enjoyed that, make sure you hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new. We'll be back next time. I believe it's the Australian Grand Prix. There's rumours of a special livery to commemorate the team's home race. And I've gone up to level 17 acclaim as well, which is actually, yeah. So apologies that it was so long between episodes. If you don't follow the socials, basically I just was sick. And I didn't get a chance to record over last weekend because I was sick, and then I have to daddy daycare during the week, and so I just never got a chance to get any episodes out. So apologies for that, but we're back now, and we're back with a bang. It's a 1-2. Gasly's in 3 points off the drivers. We're only 11 points off the constructors. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are we going to be able to do this? I believe there's 3 races to go: Australia, Jeddah, and Abu Dhabi. It's all to play for. Take care.